Смешно, отстань. Опа. Все, заела. Буду все дебаты сидеть. Здравствуйте.
Gentlemen, please, gentlemen!
Today we are going to have a beautiful, incredible games with the legends, with our little legends. This crowd is called...
Our great legends, I think.
And we have a big audience, and so we think it would be funny. It would be fun. Okay, our theme is this house.
Motion.
Motion. Really. Motion. This house believes that streaming platforms should remove content from creators who carried out immoral acts. And let's get started! And we're
Ready to invite the first speaker of proposition team, please. You're welcome. Five minutes.
Hello everybody, you may all know me as the third speaker, but today I am not. So, as you all know, the motion is already announced. I would like to start, oh by the way, my name is Isabel. I would like to start with the definitions. So first of all, immoral acts are acts which do not obey or conform to standards of morality. I think we could all agree with that. Yes, yes. Removing content is nullifying the account of the creator, so taking down all the videos, all their photos, anything that they have on their account that brings them some kind of, well, in most cases, money or material stuff, so what they make their living on. And carrying out immoral acts is when the immoral act becomes identified by society, so it becomes a topic of discussion and just known by many people. By the way, in today's game, we are going to use the word uncoronate. It is the invention of our team, and it means to decrown somebody. Okay, now we can start. Our first argument is uncoronating the звездившийся creator. The second argument is removing content is the most efficient punishment. And the third argument is protecting and upbringing a potential moral society. Okay, so I will, as the first speaker, explain the first and second argument. So, uncoronating versus звездившийся creator. What does this mean? So basically, all these creators who have reached some kind of popularity and have become known by many people, they think that because of this popularity, they are allowed to do many things. And so by nullifying their account, we're showing them that no, this is not acceptable. No, this is not acceptable, and we should not do such stuff. Also, these creators, as they are very popular amongst especially teenagers and the younger generation, they should be a role model and show moral things, such as, for example, those who do different charity works and stuff like that. So those are the ones we're supposed to propagand, if I could say that. And those who think that they're allowed to do anything just because they have gained certain popularity are the ones we should punish and show that this is not true. Our second argument is removing content is the most efficient punishment. So why exactly must we punish them in such way? So basically, as we all know, these creators, most of them start living through their channels, start living through their blogs, their vlogs, and so on. And so by removing their account, we're showing them no, they make the from a different point. So basically, what do they do with these accounts? Why does this become their living? Because they start earning money on the views that they get. And the views that they get are because people are interested in their content and so on and so forth. So if they have created some kind of immoral act, they become automatically popular because people start talking about them, people start being interested in who they are. So for example, if they've never heard of them before, they start being interested in who this person is. And so by that, they enter their account, and by that, they give them more views. So they give them more views not because they're interested in their content, but they are interested in who this person is. And so they're giving them these views, and these views give them money. So basically, they're giving them money for something that they don't deserve. Yes.
But by taking away their money, we do not take away violence that they have in their inner size and the violence that they share among viewers.
No, by clearing out their account, we're making them start from the beginning. We are making them start from the beginning and think about their acts in the future and think about the fact that they have some kind of responsibility for these future generations. And mainly about this will be spoken in our third argument, protecting and upbringing a potential moral society. How much time do you have?
30 seconds.
30 seconds. Okay, so, so removing this content is the most efficient punishment because, first of all, it teaches them a lesson. Second of all, it doesn't give them any benefit from it, so they can't gain their popularity based on this. So some may even find, this may be a very extreme case, but some may find that creating an immoral act might be some easy way to gain popularity. And so they might do this not because they're an immoral person, but because they just want to get extra views. And so this shows them that this is not the way to go. And just as an extra bonus for, just as an extra precaution, we could say this, for people not to do such things. Thank you very much.
Это я.
You lost 1 point.
So, good evening, dear ladies and gentlemen. I'm the first speaker of opposition team. The name is the same. So, first of all, I'm going to start with refutation, then I'll tell you about our arguments. So, we agree with their definitions. So, and we, about their first argument. They said that creators who become popular, they think that they're allowed to do everything, and they should be like role models. They shouldn't do everything immoral acts, because our society will become more immoral itself. But we think that taking away these videos will make more resonance in society. For example, if this person was popular and then he started doing everything he wants, so he gained a lot of
Followers.
So if we take him down, everything will start. For sure, that some will say that yes, it's okay, we agree with that, but there will be a lot of people who will say that no, we like this person so much, so it will have
Feedback.
feedback force, so it won't work itself. So, and I'll talk about this a little bit more in our argument. So about their second argument, that people are doing this for money, only for money, to get popular, more views, more interested, and so on and so on and so on. But why is being interested in this is bad? Because if people talk about it in society, there is everyone knows about this bad act of immoral act. So everyone talks about it. Everyone, for example, YouTubers, they say that this is bad. There are hundreds of videos that say about this thing, that this is bad. So why is it bad to have it? So it's like a negative lesson that we all take, and we say that it's bad. So it should be, so we can have an example of how we shouldn't act. So, and if so if we take away the opportunities, that doesn't mean that we teach how not to do, because it's like которая
The upload.
запретный плод.
For
That thing. So about our position arguments is, so our first argument is removing violence is ignoring violence, and our second argument is a example of how it shouldn't be. So about our first argument, so if we remove videos with immoral acts, we just close our eyes. We just say no, it doesn't exist when it exists. We just say that everything is fine, everything is okay, so we shouldn't fight with everything because it doesn't exist.
Point of information. We are not removing the exact video where they created this. We are nullifying their entire account as a punishment.
But it's the same because for example, even if there was one video, we cancel. I think that we can call it cancel. We cancel the whole person, and it means that he was bad, and now he is no more. So we can't say that he didn't have like punishment for. So we deleted his whole channel, and so what? We punished him like in reality, like in prison or so on. No, we just removed his persona, and so on. What will change? So and so even if we remove it from platforms, it will appear on black market video platforms. So it will be more discussed in like black market, I think you understand. So it will be harder to отследить this everything thing, and it will be harder to find people who are like преступники,
Criminals.
and it will be harder to teach our society how we should act. So thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I haven't changed the name yet. So, first of all, I would like to start with the reputation of our honorable opponents. And we have really a lot to say. Firstly, I would like to start with my reputation from the point of why we should ban, why we should remove content from these accounts. And this won't be incorrect punishment. Firstly, from the very beginning, we show how we should not act. So it doesn't mean that we are closing our eyes and saying there is no violence in the world and nobody will see any violence. And this doesn't mean that we are ignoring the problem of violence and by this we mean that while we are not ignoring, while we are removing content, we are actually banning the availability of this violent content, of this immoral content, and this is the way of showing punishment for those who really post some immoral videos or something like this. The second, why exactly this way of punishment can be efficient is about the person first of all loses popularity, person loses money, the person becomes no role model in the future. And the third, no thank you. The third point of my refutation is about the prison. It was mentioned by Mary, and do you really believe that for some immoral offense it's the jurisdiction of police to put some person in the prison? It's not so it's not a true crime, but it should be punished anyway. So the most efficient is to close the account or to put remove all content from it. So the next point is our own argumentation. As it was mentioned by Bella already, we are uncoronating the stars who become role models with the violent or immoral act, and we're saying them that should not be the value of their gaining popularity, shouldn't be the way how to gain views because it is immoral. The second argument we said that removing content from is the most efficient way of punishment, and my argument is protecting and upbringing a potential moral society. We're trying to make the society with correct values. First of all, we should answer the question why it is really valuable and what exact correct values do we provide. So all of you know what morality is, and it's don't bully, don't be violent, don't gossip, don't rumor, don't offend other people, don't kill other people, and so on. So by protection we mean here made this immoral content that ruins the crucial traditional values, make them unavailable. We should block, and it's gonna be hidden, and there will be no temptation to repeat these acts that in past make some stars popular. So we are no more acting cruel, we're no more acting immoral, because we see that every our deal, поступок, every our action will be known and will be punished. So we have a responsibility on our shoulders to not to just repeat them. So in the point of upbringing in my argument, we would like to produce the way of popularity of moral and content. As it was mentioned already by the opposition team, some people became role models because of immoral content, and we could provide some people to become role models of morality, role models of education, role models of fun with no offense. We should just introduce into society more correct values, and here we again from the beginning showing how we should not act. That's why we should punish, and that's why we actually banning these accounts. So we are struggling literally for the wonderful future that can be reached step by step. And if it is not the overall decision how to ruin the problem, it's just one more step in the right way. That's all that I want to say.
And now opposition team continues the debate. So the second speaker of opposition team, please, you're welcome.
So good morning, dear ladies and gentlemen. I'm really glad to play in this game. Woo! So I'd like to say about role models in our society, in our tolerant society. I'd like to say that streaming with violence is kinds of content that are getting down in its popularity. That is why violent streaming can't be a role model for somebody. Going next, role model, something that do not exist in our 21st century. We're starting to analyze others' actions, but we are more self-centered, and our role models is only us. For me, my role model is me, and I just can analyze other actions and understand it is bad or it is good. So, next, if people watch violent streaming, it is a minority of people, and if we ban this streaming, this minority still exists. And what I like to say, that prop sites just fighting with one actor, with actor of streamers, but removing their videos, we do not remove these violent parts of society who are getting adopted to it. So, next.
Information.
Yes.
We're getting rid of one of the sources and showing these violent acts.
Maybe, but the point that proposition side do not think how will they do this, because removing means we are loaded this video and this video in the internet, and we remove it, and it could stay not in online platforms but in platforms where, like, you understand, it can stay in internet, everything can stay in the internet. Okay, we do not remove this video, but we ban the creator. The creator can start another account, moreover, we should make an identification of violence. How will they work? We do not know, because, for example, a Pornhub made an identification of violence, and not any kind of violence can be identified. Sometimes there are deep fakes. For example, you are a popular role model, for example, Philip Kirkorov, and we make a deep fake how he made
Rape.
how he made a rape, but it was a deep fake, and now we delete every scene from Philip Kirkorov's account just because of this deep fake. How we will check this information, we do not know. So, yes.
If it becomes so popular, obviously people will start researching this and the account won't be deleted in any unnecessary ways.
But how we will justify him? We do not understand it. Going nuts.
Are you okay?
Okay, yes. Going next. We'd like people to be responsible, but if people posting violence on their accounts, they are not responsible from the beginning, and they have a psychology of thief who will rob and
Jail.
and
Prison.
any prison won't help him. He will enter from it, and he will start to rob again. The same to drug dealers. They will take drugs no matter what punishment they will have.
No.
So I'd like to present our second argument, and to say that we have the culture for everyone.
Uh-huh.
That we now have a culture of everyone, and we can't say what is moral and what is immoral for us. That is why we have different standards, and this violent content can be an example for us of how it should not be. Moreover, these people solve money on this, and in some cases we just take hands from the minor if we punish these streamers. Moreover, we have now a culture of aggression and of sarcastic myślenia.
Way of thinking.
Way of thinking. For example, a video of Morgenstern, a popular singer, in which he beats a girl on the face. It is a symbol. It is a symbol of violence, but we understand that it is a sarcastic method to say about popularity and how it affects people. So that is all I want to say, and that is why violent account and content should not be removed from the internet as an example, as a part of our culture.
Of proposition team, please, you're welcome.
Good evening, dear ladies and gentlemen. If someone doesn't know me, my name is Joanna, and I'm really glad to be here today to debate on the motion. This House believes that streaming platforms should remove content from creators who carried out immoral acts. And I would like to say thank you to our dear opponents for being them today and for giving us a great opportunity to refute your arguments. So, okay, let's see. First, our dear second speaker of the opposition team said that we analyze today. Today, I am my own role model and I analyze what is good and what is bad. But analyzing somebody still means that you are looking up to them. It still means that you have a scale of role models, yes, who you look up to more, who does the right thing that you would like to do, those traits of characters that you would like to gain for yourself, and as well as you have the scale lower one, which shows what you would not like to do. They are role models nonetheless. And I'm so glad that our dear opponents look up to brilliant and rich in morality people instead of those who do something immoral. But nonetheless, we still have those people, and that's why we're trying to talk about them today. As well as we are not only removing the video, the kind of immoral act that we have, we are showing that that is not acceptable in our today's society, in our today's values, and how we should upbring our children. So we are showing that we should delete the account, or as we say, take away every content and make the profile anonymous, blank. It's gone. From that way, of course, it's not like a robber, because as our dear opponent said, yes, that if a robber robs something, goes into prison, he's going to rob again as soon as he comes out. No, that's not how it all works. Why? Because when he wants to get a job and he is not getting it because he was in prison, he will start thinking, how should he, maybe he should do something different in his life. Why not? I mean, it's obvious. Yes.
What any other ways to live to earn money would he have instead of robbery?
Okay, well, first of all, thank you so much for your point of information. First of all, he will understand that that is not the way. That is the consequence of what he did. And in that way, obviously, not everyone gets a job officially, so he can get a job unofficially, but nonetheless, he will not end up in prison and he will not die alone. And I think that is the moral value that we should get. But we can already see that our dear opponents are watching videos that are a little immoral in acts if they think that it's good to rob and continue robbing again. No, we do not want that for our future generations. Okay, let us carry on. About their second argument, the culture of everyone, and we cannot always say what is moral and what is immoral. Yes, we can. We still have our history from our parents that show us what is bad and what is good. Because we've got today's society where immorality is losing its meaning, we do not understand the meaning of good and bad, but we should, and that is why we're going to delete the content, because no other way could a person today find out what is moral and what is not. They will see the content is deleted, they'll say, okay, I got it, thanks, that's bad, I'm not gonna go that way, I'm gonna go this way. And that's great, because otherwise we're all gonna say, well, I think that's bad, well, I think that's good. There should be a specific answer, of course. Yes.
But you take away from our people the opportunity to analyze that that is bad. You just say to them, yes, that is bad, but they should understand that themselves. Like they should watch.
They should understand, but they don't, unfortunately, understand. You gave an example of Morgenstern's video about him beating up a girl, and for some odd reason, up to today's date, girls accept that kind of attitude from their partners. They accept that kind of relationship because they think that it is normal. It is not normal, and that's why it's easier to delete the content, to punish the creator in order to show that that is not okay. And in that way, we are showing that that is not how a girl should be treated, if we're talking about your example. Okay, later on, we are talking about culture of sarcasm. Culture of sarcasm, there's a fine line between sarcasm and there's a fine line between offending somebody. Unfortunately, not every person understands the difference, and that is why we should strive for a better future, and that's why we believe that we should ban these kind of streamers. Thank you.
The floor to the third speaker of opposition team, please. You're welcome.
I want to start with the refutation of the first argument of our dear opponents, and the first argument was about like incarnating the creators. And first of all, I want to say that why the creators was, first I wanted to say that creators was a big popularity and it was a big audience, are very responsible on their audience. Like there is a canceling culture in today's internet, and society is able to choose its values by itself. And it's a very important because we are not able to force our values for society. Like we are not able to say to society like no, it's bad. Then society should choose who to watch by itself. Show. And also I wanted to say that this content shows the real world, indicate the real like level of violence in the real world, and nobody would watch content that is like under the pink glasses. Nobody watch first like TV channels of Russia because they are corrupted and they show unreal information that does not exist in the real world.
Information.
Okay.
We are not removing their account to remove that exact video. We are removing their accounts as punishment. So it is an action from the streaming platforms to show that this is an immoral act and this is not how they should act. And on other sites, they might be this video, but with an explanation and analysis that this is bad.
Okay, but psychology works controversial. We are not able to. Okay, we would punish these content creators, but still they wouldn't change because psychology works like when somebody punish you and somebody forbids you to do something, you will exactly still do this, and it's a very important point. Then their second argument was about like removing the content is the most efficient way, and making and it makes content makers to start from the beginning, thinking about their behavior. And firstly, I wanted to ask, why don't we fire like doctors or somebody who did something bad or something immoral? It's a very important point because content for bloggers is just a work, basically a work to do a content to
Entertain.
to entertain the audience, and it not work. So then nobody going to watch a content like it's not a YouTube for kids. It's a streaming platforms for adult people who got their own values, who got their own points of view, and nobody would watch the content without like the real level of violence. And then we should fight against the violence in the society, but not in the social medias or streaming services and so on. It's like hearing the nasmark in the then the research argument was about like the protecting society, but very important point is that not streaming services create the society creates the streaming services and the content in the streaming services. So content in the streaming services shows the real like level of violence in the real society, and it's even comfortable for government because government would be able to like manage to watch the level of aggressivity of violence in the society, yes, and to fight with it. To fight with violence in the real society, but not to play the role game, the role play. Like everything is good. There is no violence in the real world and so on. And if society likes to likes to watch the violence, then society is violent. Then society needs this. And forbidding it, like also, like I said before, psychology works controversial. When you forbid something to a child, it's like 80% that the child would do this. Then also I wanted to say about the streaming of.
Thank you very much, both teams, for your constructive speeches. And we're ready to listen to reply speeches. So opposition reply goes first as usual.
Okay, so good evening again. And first I'd like to say that from the other side, firstly, we think that removing content from creators who carry the immoral acts is senseless, and secondly, I believe we proved that this content can be an example of how it should not be. So, for the clash points, we were saying about removing the punishment for our proposition side presented it to us, but we believe that punishment can prevent immorality, yes. We punish robbery, but robbers still exist. We punish many things, but we still break the law. Thank you. We are trying to be better in our society, and it is amazing. All of us living now in a best kind of society we can live, but we still have awful people here. So by removing this content, we have any purpose like to remove this. It is purposeless. And we'd like to say that people understand that immoral is immoral without removing the content. That is why we're going to another clash that we're trying to push people to understand what is bad and what is good, and that is why removing, we say to them, removing content, we remove a violent role model. We do not agree with that because, firstly, we take away an opportunity to analyze, and secondly, as we said, we believe our people not as stupid as proposition side things, and people can understand that these guys done awful things. Moreover, we like to support these people who are posting this content because they work and they become part of our today's culture. Maybe we can regret about it, but it is a kind of work, it is a kind of profession, and we can't grab this money from them. We can't just remove this content because we are wanting these people to live, and we are more tolerant to them than our prop site, and that is why we believe that removing immoral content is senseless. Thanks for your attention.
Thank you very much, opposition team, for your game. And we're ready to listen to the last but not the least speech during today's debates. So, proposition reply speech, please. You're welcome.
Okay, so straight away starting with the clashes. So the first clash was that removing the content is a way of punishment. As we said, that these immoral acts that are caused should be punished and shown to people in some way that they are immoral. So for example, from the side of streaming platforms, as I said in my point, this is not new information, the streaming platforms are showing their way of punishing these kinds of acts. So as we say, our whole idea of this is to remove their content, not to remove that video with immoral content, because the immoral act could have been done not in the platform itself. It could have been done somewhere outside and just put on the internet by SME or something like that. So we are not removing their account to remove that specific video. We are removing that account for the reasons in our argument. So for example, for them to understand that this act was wrong, for them to not gain anything from doing that, not gain any more popularity from that, not gain any material values, can I say that? Material wealth from said act, and so on. So we know that by removing this, we will not remove the violence or this or immorality completely, obviously not, but at least we are showing exactly this person not to do this, and we are showing other people that there will always be some kind of punishment for your wrong acts and deeds. So in this clash, another thing that was said by our opponents is that the way of punishment should be like prison or something. And no, we're showing that, for example, for the creators, it is exactly their content which means a lot to them, which means that this should be removed from them. So in the case with the doctors, there should be something else, some other punishment for them. But right now we're talking about creators. Again, that's about role models, which is our second clash. Our second clash is about role models. And our opponents are saying that we are our own role models, and we are saying that we still analyze other people's acts. So as our third speaker said in their speech, we have a scale of role models. So each person for us is a role model in their self. They're either a bad role model or a good role model. And so we have a scale of these role models, and we choose the acts that we like from them, and we create our own self as a role model, yes, but we still look up to others to what acts we like and what we don't like. So no, we are not our own role models. We still pick and choose from others. Yes, I forgot to bring an analogy today, so Stavka analogy сюда. And Dr. Oh, I can bring an analogy, but it'll be new information, but I'll still do it. Analogy with child and scissors. So basically, we have a and we have a child with scissors, which is the creator. The scissors is the tool for the immoral act, and втыкание в розетку is the immoral act in itself. So what we are doing, we are not, as our opponents are saying, forbidden fruit is sweeter. We are not forbidding them from putting the scissors into the розетка. We are just taking away the tool for them to do it. And at some point им надоест втыкать ножницы в розетку, и они просто перестанут это делать. Ой, блин, да.
Говорящая девочка из Африки.
Argument первый. Uncoordinating the decisions of creator. Argument number two, removing content is the most efficient punishment. Number three, protecting and not bringing potential. Thank you for your attention.
Just no comments, guys.